everything has no meaning. Just generally everything is neutral. People, places, objects, everything is neutral. But then we look at it and we start giving it meaning, and when we start giving it meaning, or we have taken the meaning from somewhere else through observation and through hearing it from somebody else, we start giving it that meaning and it starts reacting according to that meaning. That, my friends, is how you're starting to create, how you're creating your reality. Hey guys, welcome to the Awakened Reality, and you are with Krishwan. Everything has no meaning to it. Everything is neutral. On a starting point, everything is neutral. And then you look at the object, you look at what it is, you start giving it meaning, and it starts reacting that way. A lot of times this process happens very quickly, but with people this can change. You see? You can start looking at a person a particular way and just like focus on their positives, and then you can start seeing them being positive more and more and more towards you. Or you can start looking at them at a negative way and they can start being more and more negative just towards you. So whatever even with objects you can't change it that much, because you're giving a particular meaning for it to serve as a part of your reality, as a reflection of who you're being, which is your reality again. You're giving it that meaning, like fire to burn, water to cook or cleanse, or drink or whatever. You're giving it this meaning, and it's serving as that meaning. It's serving as a reflection of the meaning that you're giving it. Everything like that is what meaning you're giving it to be. If even if things like astrology and things like tarot readings or something like that, if you're giving it sense, if you're saying that tarot readings help me, astrology is going to help me figure this out, you're actually giving it that meaning, and you're going in with that intention. And when you're setting in that intention that this astrological session, this astrology session with this particular person is going to give me these kinds of results, and this person is good enough to give me these kinds of results, even putting the belief in him that he or she can deliver those kinds of results, will display those kinds of results through him or her. Whatever meaning you're giving that particular person or that particular thing, that's how it's going to start showing up. Through giving these meanings, what happens is you start giving the same meanings, especially physical objects, you start giving the same meanings to them, and they start delivering the same way, and these meanings start becoming belief systems. Belief systems, the way it's wired into your head that this works for this, that works for that. So every time when you're looking to accomplish this, let's say you're looking, there's a screwdriver set right in front of me right there. So let's say you're trying to screw into a door or something, like into a wall or something like that, and you want a screwdriver, or into some wood and you want a screwdriver. You look at the screwdriver set, immediately you know that the screwdriver set is going to accomplish the task of putting the screw in the wall or in the door. It's going to do the task of it because it's designed that way. Because while designing it, the person who created it gave that particular meaning, and you're taking that meaning from the particular person who created it, and the creation is also meant for that purpose, since he did it with that particular meaning and is created in that meaning and is designed that way. And so you look at it and then you're like, this can work. So you take that screwdriver and you use that particular tool for the particular task, which is to like screw a nail in the screw in the wall or whatever it is, or unscrew something, whatever it is. So everything, when you're giving a particular meaning, even with people, when you're giving different meanings to different people, that's how they start showing up towards you. And usually there's this thing that, when you meet a new person, usually when you meet a new person and you don't have any expectation about the person, let's say you're just randomly meeting a person. When you're randomly meeting a person, you have no expectation of the person, and your sense is neutral. So when your meaning is neutral about the person starts talking to you, and then when the person starts talking to you, you slowly start deciphering them, and they start expressing their own energy into that equation, and that's what happens. So let's say you have no expectation and somebody already believes that they are this particular type of people towards the other people. And let's say you're coming and meeting me for the first time, and I always believe that people are nice to me and I'm nice to people. So when you come and meet me, you will also feel that niceness, because you're looking at me at it from a neutral perspective, and I am providing that niceness that I naturally am, and I am showing you that niceness just by being me, and it's showing you that I am a nice person. This just comes from my belief system that I am a nice person towards people, and so people are nice towards me, and I'm just portraying myself, and you're looking at it from a neutral perspective, and then you're looking at my niceness and giving me meaning, and I start responding that other way. Let's say in another situation, it's just say me, but I'm with my friend and we're fighting against a few people, and you are on the other side. Now you start giving me a negative meaning, looking at me as the enemy, as the guy who's frustrated and fighting, and you start giving me that meaning of frustration, and he's not a nice guy. But I could just naturally be a nice guy and just be fighting in this instance, and you came at me with a neutral position, but the energy I was supplying to the equation was aggressive or angry, and you started giving that meaning to me, and then and then that's how I start reacting to you. Then your perspective every time you come and meet me is gonna be like, he's an angry guy, he's a fighting guy, he's an aggressive guy. That can also change if you're open to understanding the person even more by not judging the person in the first place. And when you don't judge the person in the first place, you look at the aggressiveness, but you're also open to seeing what other qualities can he have. And when you start looking at that, again, you're pushing yourself back to a neutral perspective, and you're looking at the other person like, okay, maybe that day he was aggressive, but today he's nice, so maybe by heart he's a different person. So you just come to different conclusions. But everything on the whole is neutral, and what meaning you're giving it is how it's going to react. Now I explain this with people, I'm going to explain this with objects, and mainly explain it with belief systems, as to how belief systems work when you give it that particular meaning. First with objects. With objects, it's again, when you give it that particular meaning, it starts showing up that way, and that happens almost like instantaneously, like when you open your eyes and you open your five senses back up, or when your five senses are constantly sensing for its reality, you start seeing things the way you're giving its meaning. So you can't look at fire and say I'm giving it water, meaning why is it showing up as fire? It's showing up as fire because subconsciously you're giving the meaning of it as fire. Otherwise it would have actually showed up as water. You know what I'm saying? It would show up the way it would show up depending upon the meaning that you're giving it. So if you're looking at fire and if you're saying I'm giving it the meaning of water, you actually are not giving it the meaning of water. Subconsciously inside your mind you know it's fire, and you're just putting it on the surface that you are actually giving the meaning of water. But if you actually give the meaning of water, you're going to see water instead of fire right there. So when you're giving these things the meaning, these objects, they start showing up that way, and they start fulfilling that manifestation of what meaning you're giving it. Okay, and even like things like electricity, everything is energy on the core. On the core, everything is energy. And when you open your eyes like this and when you see your surroundings, everything comes back from the memory that you've had, from the meaning that you've given it. It just regains back again onto the meaning that you've given it. Immediately, the memory gets stored here. Immediately you open your eyes, immediately that manifestation comes back again. And you're seeing everything for what meaning it is. Like the screwdriver set for the screwdriver set, like I mentioned. And the other things, there's a speaker, right? If a speaker says a speaker. So whatever it showcases, that meaning you're giving it. So in terms of objects, try giving everything a good meaning, and also give it, be nice with it, be kind with it, as in even the deep meaning that you're giving it. The meaning that is going to serve me, is going to help me, is going to do me good. Those kinds of meanings are also very, very important with objects, because the meaning that belief system that you put, that it's going to help me, it's going to last long, I love this phone, relating to objects with love, all these things are going to reflect back through the object itself, and the object is going to showcase that meaning, that belief that you're giving it. Transitioning to belief here, just like how I mentioned in the previous sentence, beliefs, you also give the meaning, that those meanings become beliefs. So these belief systems you can use in any possible way, like hey universe, communicate with me through repeating numbers. Hey universe, communicate with me through signs and symbolisms. When you give that meaning and when you give that intention, through that intention you're giving that meaning, the universe is going to start showing you repeating numbers and is going to start showing you signs and symbolisms for you to decipher and find out and get the help of the universe as well in whatever task or thing that you're doing. So in belief systems as well, also it's very important to have good meanings. Why I'm making this video about everything is neutral and what meaning you give it is how it should help. Why am I making this video is because of the fact that this video can, I want to let you guys know that if you give good meanings to good things, and if you have belief systems in your mind that can benefit you, like hey universe, help me through repeating numbers. Hey universe, help me through signs and symbolisms. Hey universe, always have my back. Hey universe, or you feel that I'm always surrounded by abundance. I'm always backed up by the universe's support. The universe is me. I am the universe, and the universe is always backing me up. All these belief systems also have very, very strong meaning and intention behind them, and that meaning is going to show up as your reality in an indirect way. Somebody will always have your back, or something might always have your back, or you might always be getting abundance and money and gifts and all these things. All your needs might be getting met because you have strong beliefs that I'm always going to be surrounded by abundance. I'm always going to be I'm always going to have the money I need. I'm always going to have whatever I need. I'm always going to be able to manifest whatever I want. All these positive belief systems is only going to boost your life in a positive way. So if you give good meanings to these neutral things that don't have meanings at all, and you give good things, everything is serving me, everything can serve me, everything can do good for me, I can do good for it back again. If you give these positive meanings, that's how it's going to show up. So the meaning that you're giving it is how it's going to start showing up. As simple as that. Okay, so that's about it, guys. Give good meanings to good objects. Don't hold grudges or revenges or all these negative things in your mind because you're giving it those meanings, and if you feel that it's still in your mind, let it go because it's not serving you. Remember, everything is energy, and whatever meaning you're giving everything is how it's going to start showing up. And if it's too stuck in your mind, let that object or let that person go. Temporarily cut ties with that object that you have given that meaning to. If that object itself is not serving, you can let the object go and then find another object or another person. If that person is not serving, let the person go. If you have given it a bad meaning of the person is showing up as a negative, through a negative meaning that might have been given to that person, and the person is showing up that way, and you want to let it go, and or you can transform the meaning, which is kind of like, I get it, they are difficult because it's another living creature that you're dealing with. So what I'm trying to say is, what meaning, you can either transform this to something, a negative meaning to a positive meaning by just looking at the positive aspects of the negative thing all the time, or you can just let the negative thing completely go and expect a new positive thing. So but the core understanding of this is everything is neutral and everything is just like a reflection of who you're being, number one, and the meaning that you're giving it to, giving them as well. Who you're being is also going to start reflecting back in these people. That's about it, guys. If you like this video, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell notification. I'm a spiritual energy-based life coach. You can go to flow.page/Krishwan or flow.page/The Awakened Reality and get in contact with me, and you can also book a session through me through that. And I also have, right now my sessions are a little down, or a little lower than the usual price, so feel free to take advantage of it. I also have mini sessions where it's just like a 20-minute session and it's cheap, so that you don't have to pay a whole, one session is 1.5 hours. And sometimes some people don't want to take 1.5 hours, they just got one small tiny question in their mind and they want to ask Chris, what's up? So it's just like a 20-minute session, and it's less, I think it's like $25 or something. So you can check it out on the page, flow.page/Krishwan or flow.page/The Awakened Reality, and go to the booking site from there and check it out. and if you want to book sessions with me, you can book from there. I also have 3 groups. The Facebook group, Telegram group, and WhatsApp group is going to be right here, links. And if you join these groups, I keep putting a lot of this content, a lot of videos, a lot of things to help you guys, a lot of things to help you understand how the universe works, who you are, what's your power, what you can do with your power, how you don't need to rely on people, how you can let go of your fears, a million things that can help you be the person who you naturally are, which means the person without all these insecurities, without all these baggages, without all the problems, and actually creator, source is what I'm talking about. You being source, you being creator, you being the creator of your reality, you being the controller of your reality. So a lot of content posts, I put a lot of posts that kind of like just hit you up at the right time. Very beneficial, all these 3 groups. Whichever group you feel good about joining, WhatsApp, Facebook or Telegram, feel free to join. And that's about it. Bye.